like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
Have you ever thought like how a simple like Siri request could turn into like a massive music industry controversy?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to dive into that today.
Okay.
We got some articles about how asking Siri to play Certified Lover Boy, that's Drake's album, for anyone who's not aware.
Right.
It sometimes leads to something kind of unexpected.
Yeah, it's wild, right? It seems that instead of playing tracks from like the actual album,
Right.
Siri would sometimes start playing this song called Not Like Us.
Okay.
Which, wouldn't be so strange on its own.
Yeah.
But Not Like Us is actually mentioned in this diss track by Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, wow.
Like aimed at Drake.
Oh.
And that's like at the heart of this controversy. Drake's claiming that this is intentional manipulation to boost the song's plays.
Wow.
He even went so far as to file a legal petition against Universal Music Group and Spotify over it.
So a legal petition being like a formal request to a court asking for something specific.
Yeah, basically it's like saying, hey, court, I need you to step in and fix this. In this case, Drake is basically asking for some kind of remedy for what he sees as a deliberate attempt to like mess with his album sales.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Journalist Soumya Krishnamurthy,
Okay.
who wrote one of the articles you sent,
Okay.
actually tested this Siri situation herself.
Really? And
she found that like it did happen.
interesting.
Yeah, so when she asked Siri to play Certified Lover Boy,
Right.
sometimes Siri would play that song Not Like Us.
Okay.
And this is a big but.
Okay.
Krishnamurthy also offers another explanation.
Okay.
So Siri and like all these other voice assistants,
Yeah.
they use these super complex algorithms to figure out like what you really want.
Right. It's not just matching keywords.
Exactly.
It's trying to like understand the intent.
Yeah, like what's the meaning behind what you're saying?
Right.
So Siri might be picking up on like all the buzz
Yeah.
surrounding the diss track,
Right.
which mentions Not Like Us. So it's totally possible that people were searching for that specific song
Yeah.
because of the controversy leading Siri to associate it with Drake's album,
Right.
even though it's not actually on the track list.
Oh, so it's potentially like a case of Siri just reflecting like the online conversation and not a company like intentionally manipulating things.
Potentially.
Yeah,
That's so interesting.
it is. But if we like dig a little deeper,
Okay, let's do it.
Krishnamurthy also brings up Drake's history with Spotify.
Interesting.
Back in 2018, his music was everywhere,
Oh, yeah.
like every playlist imaginable.
Yeah.
This raises a thought-provoking question, though.
Hit me.
Is Drake being a little hypocritical here?
Oh, like, was it okay when these tactics helped him?
Yeah,
But now it's a problem when it's like someone else.
exactly.
Oh, man.
It really adds a whole new dimension to these accusations.
It does.
And to make matters even worse,
Okay.
Krishnamurthy uses this really loaded phrase
Oh, boy.
to describe Drake's actions.
What is it? Stop the steal energy.
Whoa, that's
That's a heavy comparison.
yeah, especially in the hip-hop world.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Stop the steal refers to like that whole movement.
Yeah.
Claiming the 2020 U.S. presidential election was stolen,
Right.
even though all that was widely debunked
Right.
by using that kind of language. Drake's kind of inadvertently framing himself as a sore loser rather than a victim.
It's almost like even if there's some truth to his claim about manipulation, he's chosen a bad way to express it.
Yeah, that's a great observation.
Right.
It seems that how you frame your argument is almost as important as like the argument itself,
Right.
especially when you're like a high-profile figure like Drake.
Okay, so we've got Siri playing like the wrong song.
Right.
We've got a legal petition.
Yeah.
We've got allegations of manipulation, and now this stop the steal comparison.
Yeah.
Where do we even go from here?
Well, I think this Siri incident, even though it seems small,
Right.
reveals like a much larger issue. The increasing influence of algorithms on like what we listen to
Okay.
and how we experience music.
It's a little unnerving when you think about it.
It really is.
We rely on these algorithms to kind of like filter through
Right.
all the music and help us find stuff. But it really begs the question.
Yeah.
Are we really discovering music organically?
Right.
Or are these algorithms like low-key shaping our tastes?
That is the question, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
do we even know what we like anymore?
Right.
Or are we just being fed what an algorithm thinks we should like?
Exactly.
And then to take it even further,
Yeah.
Like, what about the artists themselves?
Oh, yeah.
How much power do they really have in this system?
That's like the million-dollar question. It goes way beyond Drake.
Right.
Think about up-and-coming artists trying to break through.
Yeah.
If the algorithms aren't showing their music,
Right.
do they stand a chance?
It's almost like the digital equivalent of, like, getting radio play. Back in the day,
Exactly.
if you're not on the right playlist,
Yeah.
do people even hear it?
That's a really good analogy.
Right.
And, like, that's why this situation with Drake is so fascinating. Whether he's right or wrong about the manipulation,
Yeah.
at least he's raising awareness
Yeah.
about, like, all the power dynamics at play.
Yeah, you don't really think about it.
No.
And I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen more artists speaking out about it. Maybe they're afraid to kind of, like, rock the boat.
Yeah, I think it's possible they don't want to jeopardize their relationships with the streaming platforms.
Yeah.
The record labels, all that.
Yeah.
But, like, on the other hand,
Yeah.
if these algorithms are really, like, changing music,
Right.
shouldn't we be talking about it?
Yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah.
But going back to Drake for a sec,
Okay.
even if we say that algorithms have a lot of influence, wasn't his reaction a bit extreme?
Oh, yeah.
Like, filing a legal petition just seems so drastic.
It does seem like a really dramatic move.
Yeah.
But you have to remember,
Okay.
this isn't just about one song for Drake.
Okay.
He's built his career on being at the top of the charts.
Right.
This situation might feel like a threat to his whole brand.
Yeah, I guess when you're used to being number one,
Yeah.
even a small dip in popularity can feel like a big setback.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And, like, on top of that,
Okay.
you got to remember that artists are businesses.
Right.
Their income is directly tied to streams and chart performance.
So for someone like Drake,
Yeah.
it's not just ego, it's his livelihood.
Right.
Wow.
And that's why this is so complex.
Yeah.
It's not just technology.
Right.
It's about tech, art, and commerce.
Yeah, it's like we're in this totally new territory where the rules are like always changing
Constantly.
and no one knows who's really in control.
Exactly. And don't forget,
Yeah.
we're still talking about, like, black box algorithms here.
Right.
It basically means that we don't really know how these algorithms are making decisions.
Oh.
They take in tons of data, like everything.
Yeah.
Your listening history,
Yeah.
your location, what time of day it is.
Bruh.
And they spit out recommendations, but we don't know how.
So even if Drake wanted to prove that there was intentional manipulation,
Right.
how could he?
Yeah,
If no one knows how the algorithm works,
exactly.
it'd be impossible to prove
Pretty much, yeah.
that it was favoring one song over another.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Wow.
That lack of transparency is a huge concern.
It is.
How can we trust a system we don't understand?
Right. It's like playing a game without knowing the rules.
Exactly. And to make things even worse,
Oh, boy.
there are, like, a lot of different players involved.
Oh, gosh.
It's not just Spotify or Apple Music.
All right.
You got record labels pushing artists.
Yes.
You got playlist curators with their own tastes.
Yeah.
And then you got the listeners whose behavior is constantly, like, feeding back into the algorithm.
Oh, so it's like a whole ecosystem.
Exactly. It's a whole ecosystem.
Wow.
And it's very complex.
So everyone's got their own agenda. And the algorithms are stuck in the middle trying to please everyone.
Yeah.
It's no wonder things get messy.
Yeah, it's a fascinating mess.
It is.
And it raises the question,
Sure.
who really benefits from all this?
Right.
Is it the streaming platforms, the record labels,
Right.
the artists,
Or the listeners.
or is it no one?
Wow.
Is everyone just caught up in this system that's too complex to control?
It really makes you think,
Yeah.
you know, listening to all of this,
Yeah.
I keep thinking back to that phrase, that stop the steal energy.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like Drake's reacting like someone is rigging the game against him.
Right.
But is that really what's happening?
Yeah.
Or is this just like a changing landscape he's trying to adapt to?
That's like the main question here.
Yeah.
Is this about malicious intent? Or a
Yeah.
system that's just become so complex and, like, we can't see inside it
Yeah.
that even the artists don't understand it?
Yeah, it really makes you think about like the line between, you know, progress and unintended consequences.
Right.
Like we've created all this cool tech to help
Yeah.
us discover music.
Yeah.
But have we actually created a system where discovery is being manipulated?
That's a good question. And I think it goes beyond just music.
Yeah.
We see this with so many things online.
Right.
From the news
Yeah.
to, like, the things we buy.
Yeah.
Algorithms are always there working behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Changing our choices and our experiences.
It's kind of like walking through a museum exhibit. But we don't even realize that someone else picked what we see.
That's a really good analogy.
Right.
And just like in a museum,
Yeah.
there's like a level of trust.
Yeah.
We assume the curator picked good stuff.
Right.
But what happens when you don't trust that anymore?
Or when you start to question their motives.
Right.
Like with Drake.
Even if there's no manipulation,
Right.
just thinking there is can ruin trust.
It really can.
So, like, what can we even do?
Yeah.
Are we just stuck with these algorithms?
Well, I think the first step is just being aware.
Okay.
The more we understand,
Yeah.
the better we can recognize their influence
Okay.
and make our own decisions.
So it's not about, like, ditching tech.
No.
It's about being smarter with it.
Yeah, be a conscious consumer.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
And that means like searching for different perspectives, questioning recommendations.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to go outside what's recommended.
Like, be your own curator.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Remember, you have choices.
Right.
You can change your playlists.
Yeah.
Find new artists.
Oh.
Engage with music in new ways.
So basically, Drake accidentally did us a favor
I think so.
by bringing this up.
Yeah.
Even if he's wrong,
Uh-huh.
he made us think about this
He did. His reaction made us think about algorithms.
and how we need more transparency.
Yeah. It's like they say sunlight is the best disinfectant.
Right?
When we talk about these problems,
Yeah.
we can try to fix them.
Exactly.
This is why this whole thing is so interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just about Drake or Kendrick or even Siri.
Right.
It's about how music will work in the future
Yeah.
and how we deal with all these algorithms.
Exactly.
Well, I think that about wraps up our deep dive, but
Yeah.
this conversation feels like just the start.
Oh, yeah. The conversation about algorithms is going to keep going
It is.
for a long time.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll